because I feel like these events come and go so quickly, and it can be so easy to get caught up in the nerves of it all that I just wanted to take a step back and enjoy every little moment. And all I ever would feed him, the change that I have seen in that horse has just been amazing, not only as an athlete, but as a horse himself.
Welcome everyone to episode 159 of the Send Nutrition Podcast. You're with your host Bryan today. And on today's podcast, I interview Amy Everett, who is the 2026 Tom Quilty Gold Cup champion. And this podcast is a truly inspiring one that is an unexpected victory in Australia's toughest endurance event. And this 60th anniversary edition of the Tom Quilty was a difficult course, and to win the Quilty is incredible, but to win it on your very first attempt is something very few people ever achieve. And I've got Amy on the line now. How are you?
Hello, I'm very well, thank you. Thank you so much for having me on here today.
A massive congratulations, Amy. Are you still on a high from the weekend?
Oh, very much so. I'm still very much in shock and very much a pinch me moment.
And you're back at home now, but I understand there's been a couple of hiccups in travelling.
Yeah, we had a few issues on the way up with cars and things, and then I had that on the way home as well. But everyone's home safe and sound, and horses are happy and eating away in their paddocks resting. Yeah,
and that leads me to asking, how is Dennis, or Box Hill Nifty?
Yes, he is very well, thank you. He's recovered really nicely and happy, and I'm actually looking at him right now.
That's fantastic. And today we'll give our listeners a really good outline of how you approach this event, your mindset, and I think we should start off with, did you have any expectations going into such a huge event?
No, definitely not. Definitely caught me off guard. We went into the Tom Quilty honestly just wanting to get a buckle. Like from the day that I got into endurance and wanted to start endurance, it was a massive goal of mine to compete at the Tom Quilty and be a part of the amazing event. So, to go in and not only get that buckle that I was hoping for and the completion, but to come away with such an amazing result, I'm, still in shock.
And again, a massive congratulations to you and your team, Amy. And I understand that Jolene Cole and her team has played an instrumental role and mentorship to you.
Yes, very much. I could not have done it without Jolene, Chriso and Emma, or their support and guidance. They have taught me everything really I know with endurance, and I hope to be able to keep continuing and learning from them.
You're definitely in the right company there. And when we look at your preparation for the Tom Quilty, you were joint state champions for New South Wales. How did the months look leading up to this event?
In May, we competed at the Willowvale New South Wales State Championships and came away with the equal win with Amelia riding Windred Flame. So that was, a great step into the Tom Quilty. And,
And had you done any endurance before that?
So I've purchased Box Hill Nifty 3 years ago, and that was the start of our endurance career for both of us. So he'd never done a endurance ride, neither had I, and we have just worked ourselves up together qualifying, and we done our first 160-kilometre endurance ride in October last year at the Bleo Cup. And since then have done state champs and now the Tom Quilty.
I really observed you and Box Hill Nifty after the race, and was having a chat to your parents, and he really is your heart horse.
Yes, Box Hill Nifty isn't just a horse or an athlete to me. He means so much more. He is my best friend, and I feel very honoured and lucky to have not only came into this sport and been lucky to pick such a good bloodline horse, but to also pick a horse that I have bonded and connected with. It's a massive privilege.
It's almost a meant to be destiny kind of story with you and Nifty, and the achievement so far with his career. You must be so proud of him, and you should be proud of yourself as well.
Well, we still actually laugh about the fact when I went and purchased Box Hill Nifty, I knew nothing about endurance. He was actually the first horse I have ever purchased myself. And I still remember the day I went and looked at him. And it was raining. I couldn't ride him or anything. So it was purely just a look in the paddock at him. And there was just something about him. And I was like, no, he's the one. Like, I want that horse. And I just had that gut feeling. And it's incredible to see where it has taken us both today.
Did you ever think there was going to be this much success so soon?
Definitely not. No, it's definitely caught us off guard. It was purely just a goal to get around and get a completion, and he just shocked me with how well he felt all day. He was so forward moving, wanting to run. It was just an incredible feeling.
And for our listeners, the Tom Quilty does start at midnight, and there's an estimated time depending on the course and how much elevation. I think the estimation was 12 hours, but you did it within, I think, was it 10 hours 17, I think? Yeah,
10 hours and 9 minutes we completed it. And that was actually our first ever midnight start as well. So every other 160-kilometre ride we had done, we had never had a midnight start. There'd always been, say, 2 a.m. or something. So it was, our first time heading out at the midnight.
What was going through your mind?
Honestly, I was like, firstly, I've got to hold on because Box Hill Nifty can put in a good shy when he wants to, and I did not want to come off in front of all of those people, but I just wanted to lap it up. The Tom Quilty was an event that I have wanted to do forever. So I just wanted to enjoy every moment of it, as to travelling up there, camping there, being around people, the warming up, the training, even going into the event. I just wanted to take every moment as it came, because I feel like these events come and go so quickly, and it can be so easy to get caught up in the nerves of it all, that I just wanted to take a step back and enjoy every little moment.
Amy, that's some really solid advice. And I think as we all at some stages live a really busy life, well, certainly me, we're always rushing from one thing to the next. And I don't often stop to really take in the moment. And listening to a recent podcast, another podcast, I heard the host talking about how certain markers in our life sometimes force us to slow down, and they are quite often difficult moments and tragedies. But what you're saying is you intentionally think about slowing down and absorbing the environment in higher pressure situations, like in the Quilty. And I think this is a really valuable lesson, not just for experienced riders, but especially those trying to tackle an endurance ride or a big, long event first go. And with that in mind, did your ride unfold the way you planned it? Because 225 starters at the start, that would have been pretty hectic.
Yes, definitely. It is, yes, as I said, first time we've had a start like that. So it was a lot. All these horses around, everyone obviously trying to warm up their horse, and you're wanting to be in a good position to start the race, and you're wanting your horse obviously to be warmed up and feeling good. So it is a lot. And then obviously all the emotions you've got running through your head and body, and the adrenaline starts pumping.
Have you had any experience in other parts of your life to cope with this?
Not necessarily. I've been my own business owner for 5 years. So I've had that. But as for sports and all of that, I've just really just being the type of person that takes life in the fact of it goes so quickly. It's a short life. So I do believe we've just got to enjoy every moment that we possibly can.
Gee, that's a great mindset you have, Amy. And did everything go to plan in the event, though you had no expectations leading in?
No, so it actually didn't quite go as planned. The first leg, there was actually a group of us. There was a turnaround point, and we actually missed that turnaround point, and kept going the wrong way and got a little bit lost. So we ended up doing, I think, like an extra, it was only an extra, say, 2-3 Ks. But obviously you lose that position, you're risking running your horses over harsher ground or unmarked ground. And it wasn't until we all sort of started getting a gut feeling like, hey, we haven't seen any signs yet. So we did turn around and went back to that checkpoint. And that's when they mentioned, oh, yeah, sorry, guys, you were meant to turn. Wow. There was a little bit of a hiccup there. But as I said, honestly, the fact that I was just riding at the Tom Quilty, I was just stoked. I was living my dream.
Such a good way to look at it. And so you guys have actually travelled 162, 63 kilometres.
Yeah, done a couple of extra, but I was just having an absolute blast out there. So we had a little bit of time to make up for, to catch up back up to the front group. But also in my mind, like I wasn't going out there to win the Tom Quilty. So I was just sort of riding my race and riding Box Hill Nifty's race. We were there together and he was feeling happy to go. So I just let him run and, it was wonderful and paid off in the end.
It certainly did. And when you were at each hold, how was Nifty's heart rates and gut sounds? Did he progress well?
Yes, he was going really well. We were lucky, like there was plenty of grass on the sides of certain spots out on track for him to have something to eat, and obviously there was the water out on track. And then I am quite lucky in the fact that Nifty has a great recovery heart rate, so that obviously helps a lot. But the whole day he was just doing everything right. He was eating in hold, he was drinking, he was relaxing, he felt great. My partner Bailey was checking all of his shoes and muscles, and we had no issues. He was feeling free, and honestly I think he was just as happy to be there as I was.
Yeah, you guys both looked good in the last hold before the final 16-kilometre loop. I understand, I think you guys were up to 5 minutes behind the leaders. If you can take us through that last loop and what progressed through that.
Yes, so I was lucky enough to be riding with a great friend and teammate, Emma Ireland. So she left only a couple of seconds before Nifty and I. So the plan obviously was to catch up to Emma, and then we rode together the whole leg. And both the horses were just travelling amazing together, felt great. And before we knew it, we had caught up to the two front runners. And then from there, we rode as a pack until we got to the gallop finish.
Yeah, I hear there was a decision made, was it 3 to 4 kilometres out?
Yes, the gallop finish felt like it started quite early for a typical gallop finish. But with saying that, both Nifty and I are very new to it. So I've never actually even been in a gallop finish until the Tom Quilty. So it was, it started early and it felt like we were galloping for a fair while. But he just felt amazing, that I was just loving it.
And through the final stretch, what was going through your mind?
I wasn't sure how we were going to go. Like, obviously, you've got all these other horses around you who are all looking so well and fit and wonderful riders. And obviously it was very new territory for us. So I wasn't sure what was going to happen, but I had full faith in him, just in the fact that I did not have to push him at all. There was none of that at all. Like, I literally just gave him his head and he just ran his race. And he obviously was feeling very fresh. Like, there is a photo of us in the gallop finish and I'm holding on to the front of my saddle because prior to that he'd put in a bit of a shy, and I was like, I can't afford to have a shy in a gallop finish. So I'm locked in there and just letting him do his thing and have fun with it, and it was just incredible.
It was an incredible spectacle for everyone at the finish. There was a really large crowd, everyone cheering, and also credit to Charlotte Williamson and Emma Ireland, who respectively came second and third in that finish. And for our listeners that are not aware or not familiar with endurance, just because you cross the line first doesn't actually mean you are the winner. So you have to pass a vet check after. And you want to take us through that and how you felt, Amy?
Yeah, so your horse gets a full body examination by the vet to then allow you to complete or successfully finish the event. So we had to pass that in order to actually win the Tom Quilty.
Waiting for the vet outcome, could you feel your nerves there?
Very much so. It's you're sort of standing there and you obviously know like your horse is feeling great and everything, but they could pick up something that you haven't quite seen, or the horse's heart rate could have spiked a little bit within that time of waiting there for them to be checked. So obviously having a finish like a gallop finish, it's such an exciting, intense way to finish it. So then to get your horse and yourself calm down that adrenaline in time to have your full vet check, it's pretty crazy.
And when you were cleared and awarded the Tom Quilty Gold Cup, how was the feeling? Did it sink in straight away?
No, definitely not. I don't think it's even sunk in yet. Like, we've got the cup and everything set up in the house, and I still walk past it and I'm like, oh my gosh, what has happened? Like, it's just unbelievable.
Because you have flown under the radar to many, and I understand, Amy, you have a nickname and it is Amy who? How did that come about?
So it actually started after the New South Wales State Championships when we equally won that, and it was just a running joke. We were sort of going around, and I actually even had people down there think that I was from New Zealand because they'd never heard of me before. So it just sort of started that night, Amy who, and then obviously then going to the Tom Quilty, like we're walking around and I'm obviously with like, say, Emma and Ashley and Jolene, and they all know a lot of people in the sport. And I have no idea who half these people are. Obviously you hear of everyone and you hear of all these names, but to actually be able to put faces to names. So, yeah, it was very surprising, I think, for a lot of people to try and work out who actually won the Tom Quilty because we are so new to the sport.
Well, I think everyone knows you now. There's been a lot of social media posts and a lot of exposure for you, and it's absolutely well-deserved, Amy. Thank you so much for coming on today and really opening up and letting our listeners into the mindset that you follow and the story about Box Hill Nifty. It's almost destiny, as we touched on before, that you both are a great partnership. And, yeah, we can't thank you enough, Amy, for your support.
Oh, no, thank you guys so much. Like, yeah, it honestly was a dream just to be there. I think it was leg 2 we came off, and obviously you're in hold and everyone's asking how's he feeling and how's he going, and I just had the biggest grin on my face, and I was like, I am living the dream right now. Like, I'm on my heart horse, I'm riding with all of these amazing people and athletes and horses that have achieved so many goals. I was just in complete shock the whole weekend. It was just incredible. So to be able to top it off with the win, I'm going to be extremely happy for a very, very long time.
I think it's a great reminder to all of us to really stop sometimes and enjoy the moment, enjoy the journey, and like this, good things happen or success comes your way when you're not in your own head and you're enjoying the process. And I think that applies to a lot of things in life, not only in sport or endurance riding, across the board. So just lap up every moment that we have, and it's a reminder for myself as well to do that. So we thank you so much, Amy. And one question that comes to mind is, when did horses first come into your life?
Yeah, so I actually grew up in a non-horsey family. No one in my family rides or didn't get brought up around horses. I was your typical country girl who begged mum and dad for years to get a pony. And then I still remember my first pony. Mum and dad surprised me with her when I was maybe 9, 10 years old. Oh, this poor little pony. I used to ride her around and around the paddock for all day. Like, I just loved it. And then I started hearing about endurance. We actually had some neighbours who competed in endurance. So from then, I used to go out on training rides with them just for fun, because no one in my family rode. So it was nice to have people to ride with. And forever, I knew that was the sport that I wanted to get into. And then, I ended up being able to purchase Box Hill Nifty 3 years ago. And from that moment, it's just, been a massive joy in my life.
And then moving forward into endurance, who would your major influences be, your mentors?
I have always been a massive listener to the Endurance Chatter podcast. I find it such a great way to get knowledge in the sport, and a really fun way too. Like, I personally love listening to podcasts. So I always looked up to those girls, and then to actually be able to be a part of their team now, that's already a surprise, like pinch me moment, to be a part of their team. So I have always looked up to those girls and always tried to grab as much knowledge as I can off social media and podcasts, all of that. So
And that Endurance Chatter podcast by Ashley Cole and Jolene Cole, I understand that Jolene has had a big impact in the mentoring, or you were under her mentorship for this ride.
Yes, definitely. So I was lucky enough to get Jolene to start mentoring Nifty and I just before the Bulio Cup last year. And from then, she has been a massive help to Nifty and I, with training to preparation to honestly mindset, everything. She is an amazing woman who has so much knowledge and so much care for the sport, the horses, the riders. So I'm extremely blessed to have such a wonderful person a part of our life.
And also you have a good team crew as well.
Yeah, so I have my partner Bailey. He is a wonderful help. He follows Nifty and I around everywhere, helping as much as he possibly can. So he's always there. I've got my mum and dad who always come and support. We actually joke about how New South Wales State Champs was the first time Mum poured water on Nifty because she is quite scared of horses. So she actually excelled quite a bit at the Quilty, and I've seen her a couple of times in there a bit closer to him than what she normally would be. And then I always have all my support from my beautiful family from home, or if they are able to come to the event. And then we've got Joling and Chriso. They play a massive, massive part with all of their knowledge, their support, helping us get through everything. And we met a lot of other people up at the ride for the first time who were all there helping, willing to give everything a go and help in any way they could. So we honestly couldn't have done it without all of these people, not only at the event, but all the people that play a massive part behind the scenes, getting us there and supporting us.
Yeah, that's so special to have your family around to share an incredible event, but then achieve the highest result. You guys must be so happy. And I met Bailey, your parents, and yourself for the first time, and you guys are so welcoming, down to earth and friendly. It was a fantastic time, and I understand you only recently discovered Sen?
Yeah, so I first discovered Sen last year when Jolene first started mentoring me. We obviously went right back to basics on everything, discussed absolutely everything to give us the best possible chance to be able to complete our first 160 at Bully Cup. So that was the goal for last year, and we swapped him over to Sen feed. I think off the top of my head it was maybe 6 weeks before the Bully Cup, and since then that is all I feed him and all I ever would feed him. The change that I have seen in that horse has just been amazing, not only as an athlete, but as a horse himself. Obviously, with him being a typical grey, he does come with like the sensitive skin. He gets the itch a bit in your more humid climate areas. So since he's been on the Sen supplements and feed, it has made a massive positive effect on him.
Has Sen changed the way you think about feeding compared to the past?
Definitely. I just find feeding Sen, it is so handy having one feed supplement and like one feed group that you can just go to, that you can rely on, trust. And I mean, the results speak for themselves. The way that he looks, he feels, he's just a much happier horse being on it, and he absolutely loves it. There is no issues trying to feed it to him because he can be a little bit funny on previous feeds that he has been on, trying to get him to eat all the time. But yeah, I definitely don't have that issue anymore.
Yeah, and I can't thank you enough for all your support, Amy. Box Hill Nifty is a fine example of what Sen can help and be that puzzle piece for nutrition, and the results really do speak for themselves, as you said.
Oh, I cannot thank you guys enough. Like, you are so amazing. You create such amazing product for us all, and it just makes our life so much easier with feeding, being able to give your horse something that you know works, that you can trust and see the results so quickly. It's just incredible.
Thanks so much again, Amy. We're so passionate here at Sen about horse health, nutrition and training, and wanting to always have a reason to feed your horse, not only if they're just a paddock pony or a high performance horse like an endurance horse or eventing or racing. And we know horses should be treated as individuals. What works for one doesn't necessarily work for another with nutrition wise. So that's why we offer free diet consults at our website. 15 minutes, jump on a call with our team and we'll go through the specs of your current diet and to try and get to the aims and your goals with your horse's performance and their overall health. So Amy, before we wrap this one up, is there any future plans or immediate plans after this Quilty win?
I honestly haven't quite got that far. I think because we are so caught off guard with how successful last weekend was. I'm just going to let Nifty have a bit of time, and he's currently, as I said, watching him in the paddock, and he's near Bailey's horse. He's good mate, so they're loving life at the moment in the sun, and I'll let him have a rest, and I'm sure we'll definitely be looking and planning what's to come, because we all joke about how I go a little bit crazy when I'm not riding or training a horse, so I'll have to have something on the cards soon.
And will you be back defending the title in Western Australia?
Yeah, so that's the other thing. We were saying that we probably wouldn't have been able to make it, but now with how successful the weekend was, I wouldn't be surprised if we try and make the trip over. It would be absolutely amazing to go over there and compete. So definitely have to see what happens there.
Yeah, it'd be definitely good to see you over in the West, and I think we'll leave our listeners with some advice from you. And what would one piece of advice you would give to someone attempting their first Tom Quilty like you just did?
Yeah, so I think I touched on it a bit throughout the podcast, but it really is just enjoying every moment, the small ones, the big ones, the wins, the losses. Everything is there to teach us a lesson, I believe. And life, it goes so quickly, and I am so grateful that from the travelling up to the Quilty to setting up camp to the simple things of taking your horses for a walk with all of your friends and your team, just appreciating all of those moments have just made the win one so much better. But it's sort of, you just appreciate every moment that you have, because at the end of the day, we're all there with our horses doing what we love, so we should be enjoying it at the same time. And
also immersing ourselves in a post-event celebration as well with that dance floor.
Definitely, yes. I've had a few videos sent through of me on the dance floor from a couple of different people. But no, it was so great to not only get on the dance floor and have a boogie with everyone, but to actually get to meet a fair few people, because it was the first time, I really got to meet some people, so I really appreciated it.
Yeah, it was such a good social event. Even if you didn't want to dance, you could just have a chat on the outside of there and then get dragged in. But I think that was a wonderful time, and we have to congratulate you once again on this unforgettable achievement, and your crew, supporters, family, and everyone involved as well. Thank you for sharing your story on the Send podcast, because we're so grateful to be a part of it, Amy.
I know. Thank you guys. Once again, we honestly couldn't do it without you, and you definitely make our life so much easier.
No worries, Amy, and you enjoy the high of winning this tremendous event, and a well-deserved break to you and Box Hill Nifty.
Yes, I think we'll be on the high for a while, but yes, we'll be definitely relaxing and planning towards the next goal.
Fantastic, Amy, and thank you very much for coming on the podcast again, and have a great day.
Thank you, you too.